Welcome to the PLT podcast, everybody. Tamara Francesconi! Woo!
Hello,
Yes!
Natalie.
Wait, we've got a clap in
me, guys.
audience here. Yes, babes, how are you?
I'm so good, so excited about a few things that we'll talk about later, but so happy to be on a podcast. This is my first podcast ever.
Stop, wait.
No, I've never ever, and I love to talk. So this is my kind of thing. I listen to podcasts all the time. Like I do every single time I go for a walk, I'm listening to podcasts. So it's a bit surreal that I'm doing on a podcast right now.
I literally feel honoured. This is your first podcast, and let me tell you, like, I can talk for Britain, so we're gonna get on really well here. Like,
amazing.
Everybody, get ready. We're just gonna talk. We've got so much to talk about. Actually, a
lot
lot is happening right now.
A lot.
There's a hell of a lot. Well, thank you very much for joining us, first of all. Now, I kind of want to get started by talking a little bit about you. Obviously, today is about you. So talking about your career, really. Now, obviously, you are a super gorgeous model. However,
so are you.
Oh, thank you so much. But I want to start by talking a little bit about what you did beforehand. So I read that you were actually studied law at uni. So let's start there. I feel like let's talk a little bit about that. Tell me about like your degree and your background there.
Perfect. So I basically studied law and corporate communications at university. I'm a bit of a strange person. I was very much academically driven at school. So for me, that was like in my head, that was like the right thing for me to do. Yeah. I loved history, English, so I thought, why not do that? But I also definitely had a creative side to me, which I think made it a lot easier for me to step away from a legal career and pursue modeling and traveling. But yes, that is my background, law and corporate communications. I never practiced, but yeah.
Wow, but I mean, that degree, like, I can't even imagine how hard it was.
It actually, I love studying. As I said, I've always been an academic. I love reading, love studying. I'd get into my zone, light my candles in my room, like sit there from 8 to 8 and just power through. I love learning. So it really, for me, actually was a labor of love.
That is dedication. So I'm interested how you've gone from kind of this really, intense degree to then coming into modeling, which again is a completely intense job. But how did you kind of fall into or get into the modeling industry? Was it whilst you're at uni before, or did it all kind of come afterwards?
So basically, it actually happened whilst I was at school. So I was about 14 years old. A few girlfriends and I decided to enroll in like a local modeling course in my hometown of Durban, South Africa. And it basically just taught us how to do our makeup and just stuff like that. And after I completed the course, the agency actually said to me, would I be interested in coming in and doing some test shots? Which I did, and they were happy with them. And yeah, the rest was history. So I started modeling around then. I did a few jobs in my local town in South Africa, and then obviously went on to Cape Town, which is like the modeling area in South Africa. And yeah, that's how I kind of got into it.
Oh my God, the first thing I take away from that is thinking, I wish I had lessons at 14 years old on how to do my makeup, how to pose, like all of that. Like that could have really helped my teenage years.
100%. But I mean, we didn't wear like loads of makeup. We just learned like little blue eyeshadow, blush on the cheeks. So it was nothing dramatic.
I feel like when I was a teenager, blue eyeshadow was defo a thing. We used to do 100%. Half blue, half pink.
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The same color all over the face.
Oh yeah, beige all over.
Which is actually good now, yeah, which is actually works now.
So take me to like your kind of like your first big modeling job. Do you remember when you first kind of was on set and you were like, yeah, I'm here?
I think honestly, like because I started in a small town, it pretty much was really small jobs. I do, however, remember a few of my favorite jobs. I did World Swimsuit, which is Sports Illustrated basically a couple of years ago, which was amazing, on an island in Mauritius. And I think at that point I felt like, okay, this is something big, because it was like the first time I interacted with like a video camera, if that makes sense, and like saw myself in video. So yeah, I think that was like a big like wow moment for me. And then about 2 years ago, I did a shoot for Guess in LA, which was incredible, and I absolutely loved that too. So that was also like, okay, girl, you've done something good. And then actually, my favorite of all, we'll discuss that later.
Oh wait, hold on. Is that some tea we're going? No, do you know what I think you said there? You said about interacting with the camera, and I'm not going to say just yet, guys. You're going to have to listen into the end to hear about it. But I have seen an incredibly gorgeous video of you recently, which we're going to talk about for a big campaign. So we'll go on to that. But
yes,
I think I actually remember that guest campaign. I remember like, wow, the image. I feel like guests really go in with their shots and their campaigns, and that was a beautiful campaign.
Thank you.
Do you have any like funny memories from kind of when you were first starting out, or anything like we wouldn't know about the modeling industry of the world?
I mean, honestly, what goes on behind the scenes is ridiculous. Like I've had like I don't even know off the top of my head, but I've had every kind of thing stuck to me, glued to me, stapled to me. I've been stuck to a wall. Oh my God, I've had needles in the back, needles in the feet, plasters. You know, I'm not going to say it's actually to do with what we're going to talk about just now. Okay. But we have a group chat for one of the reasons we're on this podcast right now, and the hysterics of editing plasters off toes. No, I can't tell you. It's honestly, it's not all glitz and glam. It's actually really like, if you had to look at a photo from the back compared to the front, it's an entirely different world. I can't wait to talk a little bit more about that. Yeah. But going on to kind of, so you've got obviously your huge modeling career, and you've built this huge platform alongside that on social media. So you've got so many followers, over 500,000 on Instagram alone. How is it having so many eyes on you all of the time? You know what? Honestly, like I feel like I only share about 2% of my life on social media. Really? I'm gonna work on that though. I want to try like engage more and start a YouTube maybe, because I've got a lot to say, but I always feel like I try and like guard myself a bit because I'm new to it. But honestly, I just feel like I have like grown a group of the most amazing, supportive women. I love sharing my travels with them, my fashion tips, my lifestyle, and I love learning from them. I've got like the most amazing girls constantly sending me tips saying, Tam, I think you'd like this. This is a good idea. Don't do that. Do that. So, it's so rewarding for me to share and for them to share back with me. I love that. And you mentioned your travels there. So I know that is something that you're hugely into. And you're also a luxury travel advisor. Yes. Tamara, is there anything you don't do? Sing. Completely and utterly tone deaf. Can't sing. Or cook. Terrible cook. Oh, well, honestly, we can't have it all, Tamara. It's fine. That's absolutely fine. But so you're a luxury travel advisor. Tell us a little bit about that as well, because you must be so busy juggling all these kind of things that you've got going on in your lifestyle. Like, you must be hectic. Yeah, so I mean, I've just basically started a travel company with my sister called Osai. It's that too is a complete labor of love. We basically grew up in a family where our parents really like valued experiences over material possessions. So every time we'd have a treat, or instead of a present, we'd go on a trip. So I really think in both of us, it ignited like a deep passion and love for exploration and travel. And when I started modeling, actually, it obviously allowed me to see the world, and all the money I was earning, I would put back into traveling and trips. And the experiences, like the connections I made through it, were invaluable, and ultimately allowed me to start Osai, which is my like absolute little baby. Wow, it's so nice to hear that off you, like how like actually personal like it is to you that you went on these trips as when you were younger with your family. I wonder what's like the favorite location you've ever been to, or your favorite memory from a trip maybe with your family. Oh my gosh, you can't ask me this. There's so many places. This is like I love everything. I've never actually been on a trip that I've not liked. But I think because I'm half Italian, I'd have to say Italy. Like if there was one country I could travel to for the rest of my life over and over again, and be limited to that country, I'd have to say Italy. It's just so amazing. It offers you everything, and most particularly, I would say the Amalfi Coast. It's just dreamy. It's so dreamy. I think I was actually looking at one of your stories from your highlight reel from the Amalfi Coast, and I was like, right, I've been a few places in Italy, but that is on the hit list for me, for sure. Oh, it's so incredible. Honestly, like I feel like my highlight reels are my photo albums on Instagram. So amazing. Sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I go and watch all my travels, and I'm like, yes, it brings you living your life. Yeah, 100%. It really does. So how has it been for you in the past kind of year or so when we've been restricted to travel? Like, how has that been difficult? You know what? I think it's been a difficult time for everyone on so many levels. And I think not being able to travel is, of course, like a first world problem. But I think for me, it's given me a time, like a moment, if you will, to be still and reflect on all the amazing experiences I've had. And actually also maybe consider a way forward for a different kind of travel, like a more purpose-driven travel. And by that, I mean, like, when we travel, we do it for ourselves. But now, in hindsight, I'm like, I want to the holiday and the trip to make me feel good, but I also want to be doing good for the environment I'm visiting. So actually, my boyfriend and I went on a trip to the Maldives, and we went on like a reef repair mission, which was so incredible because you're in this insane location. You're not just sitting having a cocktail, you're actually planting back into the ocean.
Wow.
So yeah, like I just think for me going forward, I'm really going to try and make my trips like travel a lot more mindfully.
That must be so rewarding, like being able to go and do something like that. I think that's actually something personally I've always really wanted to do, is go and give back, especially to like the ocean, whether it's cleaning up the ocean or whether it's that kind of thing. I didn't even know that existed, so I'm definitely going to look into that, because that sounds...
Contact us, we'll hook you up.
Come on, babes, I'm coming on. I'm going to call you after this. We're going to sort it out.
Amazing.
But so there's loads of people listening right now, you know, all over the world. Everybody is dying to get traveling again, and I know you said it is a first world problem not being able to, but these trips and these holidays and vacations are obviously, you know, breaks for our minds. For some people, everybody takes different things from them, and I know that so many people are going to be thinking about where they're going to be going this year or next year. So I wondered if you could give us some tips at all. I've got a couple of questions for you. You ready?
Of course. Yes, let's go.
Okay, so I feel like you might have answered this one already, but we'll go for it again. What's your favorite summer destination?
Okay, I'm going to go with the Amalfi Coast again. Okay. Just because it's gorgeous, Amalfi Coast.
It's gorgeous. Fave city break?
Oh, New York, London, Paris.
Oh, the best three.
I know, the best three, yeah.
Okay, what about the best place for a week away with the girls? Like party, sun, the lot.
Oh, maybe Palma, actually just being there, it was amazing. Or Tuscany, like bike rides and Bellini vibes, do you know what I'm saying? Like by the pool, I think that's I think maybe Tuscany.
I feel like I'd enjoy those girl trips, they'd be good. Okay.
100%.
The big one. What about the romantic break? Where are you going?
Lake Como. It's just an absolute dream. Like you feel like in a James Bond movie. It's so, every inch of it is romantic. Like actually, I went there last year with my boyfriend and his mom, and it was still romantic. Like we had a full third wheel, and it was still unbelievably romantic. So I think that's like the true test of it.
That's it. If the mum can come along and it's still romantic, then
you know
you've hit the nail on the head there. You've hit the nail on the head. Now, speaking of romance and your boyfriend, Tamara, I think our listeners would absolutely kill me if we didn't speak a little bit about your relationship. So
let's go.
Let's get comfortable.
I need a glass of wine.
Let's get some wine over. I mean, we can definitely have wine, girl. If you were here now, we'd pour a bottle for sure. But so I think we are probably just as obsessed with your relationship as the whole world is, because let's be honest, everybody is obsessed with you and Ed. So if you didn't know, guys, for everybody listening, Ed is, of course, do you want to introduce him?
You introduce him. He's my boyfriend. I don't know how you would introduce him.
Okay, guys, so if you are familiar with Gossip Girl, Ed Westwick is the very one and only Chuck Bass. But I need to ask, did you watch Gossip Girl back in the day?
Okay, here's the tea. I was the biggest Gossip Girl fan known to man. I watched it religiously twice a year. I swear to God, I manifested him actually in my life.
Stop.
You know, it was actually, hang on, I've lost my earbud here, but earphone. It was actually so funny though, because when I started dating him, my whole group of friends at school was super into Gossip Girl, and more particularly my friend Ali. And when I started dating him, I actually had to sit her down and apologize to her because she was so insulted. Like, how dare she had dips on him? No, I absolutely love the show, honestly. Like, I was obsessed with it at school. I often get like reminders and stuff on Facebook of like statuses I made back in the day about the show.
No
and it's
way.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
No way. I hadn't even thought of it in that way. Like, what do your friends actually, like, when you broke the news to them, how did they react?
They were all just like, what? Like, what is going on? Yeah.
And I read a question on your Instagram recently, and I was basically quite intrigued myself, because the question read something along the lines of, how do you feel when your boyfriend is basically everybody's celeb crush? How does that make you feel?
You know what? I think it's wonderful. Like, I love when we go... Initially, it was a bit weird when we walk down the streets and obviously have like girls following us and stuff. But I think it's so wonderful that everyone loves his work. He's a wonderful person. He's so talented. So I'm proud of him. I think it's great.
And you guys have been together for quite some time now. So yes, like, how's it been during lockdown? I know that, you know, it's really put a test on relationships, and it's been obviously a completely unprecedented time for everybody. So how have you guys found it?
You know what? I think that obviously, as you said, lockdown has put a lot of pressure on relationships. You're like on top of each other 24/7, close proximity. But I think we both managed to work out like a healthy dynamic, and like we give each other space. We've luckily worked out like a good dynamic. So yeah, it was a wonderful time in the beginning, and it's been wonderful now too.
I guess in the beginning it must have been nice to actually maybe take a break, because I guess you're both so busy with your own careers and your own paths that maybe that break was nice.
100%. And as we always say, like it's given us both time on both sides to reflect on different things in our life, because we were going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So to actually be still and reflect on everything, and like it's been really nice. It's been like looking through an old photo album almost.
I completely relate to that. I think in like a general sense that break in the beginning of that first lockdown, although it was kind of scary in the beginning, we didn't know what was going on, that kind of break was really lovely to sit and go, okay, you know, what do I want to do? Or just think about like, you know, your family and how important they are. I think it really opened people's eyes to, you know, what was kind of going on there. So how did you guys keep things exciting in lockdown? Like, how did you keep the day-to-days fun?
I mean, honestly, like one day I thought I was becoming the next Nigella Lawson. I was cooking up a storm. The next day I was like going to become a delivery driver, or I was like having 9-hour chats with my delivery driver. I think, you know, we try to do like all sorts of little things. We would hire a random projector and project stars on the roof, or have like dinners in the garden. And yeah, I don't know. We try to do like lots of little things. We actually got really into like classic movies too, which is amazing, because when I met him, I hadn't even watched Pulp Fiction, so he took me on like a exploration of all these amazing old school movies that I hadn't seen. So I did The Godfather. So it was very like cinematic, if you will, our lockdown.
It sounds like a dreamy little lockdown. It sounds like you guys had a lot of fun, and you also got a little puppy.
Yes, Humphrey. He's snoring away in the background somewhere.
I want to see Humphrey, guys. Like, I wish he was awake, because he is the cutest.
If you want to bring him here,
shall we see Humphrey, guys?
Let's bring Humphrey.
Let's see Humphrey. Oh, I'm so excited.
Hello, Mother.
Oh my God, guys! Can we just take a moment? This is Mr. Humphrey Bogart.
My love.
I am obsessed. Now, I need to ask, because everybody in the room is wondering.
Come grab him, yeah.
Is he going now? Hi, Humphrey. Bye, Humphrey.
Baby.
We love you. PLT, thank you so much. Bye, honey. Thanks, Ed.
Got him. Okay.
We need to ask, was he named after Dan Humphrey?
Absolutely not. If I was going to use a Gossip Girl reference, I would have definitely got a girl and gone with Dorota. Like, no, not Humphrey.
Dorota was fantastic. What
I know.
A babe.
I loved her. And yeah, I think I would have gone with Dorota. So he was named after Humphrey Bogart, who is the lead in Casablanca, which is mine and Ed's favorite movie. Another one we watched during lockdown that I fell in love with. So that is his name.
Wow, I'm so glad that everybody in the room can listen now, because I feel like everybody was actually really wondering that, and they're going to be glad that they finally know the story.
No way. No. It would have been Dorota or Monkey if I was going to go with the dog's name.
Who was your favorite character of Gossip Girl? Would you say Dorota?
No, I definitely think I would say Chuck and Blair. Like, I was the biggest fan. People, when we actually first started dating, everyone on my like photos would comment, chair and better, and I was like, me too, like, agreed.
Stop.
Agreed, yeah.
Oh my God, did you like go through that phase of not liking Chuck in the beginning and then getting into liking him as a character?
So yeah, he definitely had a glow up, for sure. He
definitely had a glow up. Yeah. I'll agree with you there. So have you and Ed got any big plans for 2021 or the future? What's kind of coming next for you two?
Yeah, so I think we're both working on some really cool projects individually, and then we've got a lot of cool travels planned, provided we're allowed to with lockdown. We are planning to go walk with the gorillas in Rwanda, which is like a dream of mine, the silverback gorillas. And yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to go for a tour to New York with him soon, which will be amazing.
Oh my word, exciting.
Yeah, so yeah, that is what we are planning to do. But yeah, loads of travels if we're allowed to. And yeah, I think that's about it.
So we'll be keeping an eye on your Instagram to see all of these travels, because I live for your travel pics, videos, everything. We're here for it, okay?
Thank you.
Now, you spoke about exciting projects there, so I think we better talk about the big project in the room.
Exactly.
Tamara, you've just released your PLT collection. Woo!
I'm so excited.
How exciting. Tell me everything about the collection, top to bottom. Let's go.
Okay, so the vibe for this collection is Queen Summer.
Oh.
Queen Summer, simple, Queen Summer. Like you need to basically like when we went into it, I really wanted the collection to feel like a holiday. So if you can't go on a holiday, when you're wearing it, you feel like you're on holiday. But if you can, it inspires you to go. So yeah, it's honestly like I think I'm biased, but I think it's so beautiful and so gorgeous, and love the colors and textures and patterns. And I just think it really is like if you're in this outfit, you're going to be a queen in summer.
I'm here for Queen Summer. I feel like we all need a Queen Summer this
Yeah,
year, okay, girls?
absolutely.
And that's it. I feel like whether you're going away or you're not, hopefully wherever you are in the world is going to get some sunshine. Hopefully we get some in Manchester sometime soon, because now
this weather in London.
Oh, how bad is it?
Terrible. It's hail to sunshine to hail again.
And I mean, what month are we in? May? Like April Rose is gone. Let's get on to June, please, guys. We need some summer. But yeah, I completely agree. The collection is gorgeous, absolutely obsessed. So tell me about the creative process. Like, how was that working with PLT and kind of going from the beginning to the shoot to it going live?
So we basically had like a series of Zoom calls where obviously, as I said, we discussed like what the collection would be. And as I said, like for me, I really wanted it to be a holiday, like in a collection, and like transport you somewhere warm and beautiful and luxurious. And you know those Beatles you hear, like wherever you are, like yeah, that's what I wanted. So basically what we did was we looked at old PLT designs that I'd worn in the past, loved on my other trips, and try to like do a modern spin on them, and just like incorporate like amazing new textures and colors and patterns. And we've used like obviously all my favorite colors, so greens, oranges, browns, whites.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's honestly, it was such a cool experience, and the team was so amazing. And I went down to Manchester to try it on, and honestly, like I just couldn't believe it. They really brought it to life.
I love that. And I feel like orange and green are the colours of summer for me right now. Obviously, you've always 100%. Got your whites and your neutrals that are always so gorgeous on a holiday, but I love a pop of green or a pop of orange right now.
Oh, me too.
Obsessed. So they're all in my basket. I'm going to check out straight after this.
Thank you.
What's your favourite piece from the whole collection?
This is a really tough one because I love it all. But I think for me, probably the orange and brown jumpsuit with the gold chain. It's gorgeous. It's like a standout piece. Like if you want to be seen, you wear that. And then I also love like if you want to be like a bit more discreet, the white linen two-piece. Also the white cutout dress, the brown mini dress with the gold chains is dreamy. I love it all, honestly.
Basically, babes, we need the
whole thing. Exactly.
Everybody go and put it in your basket because it's not going to stay around for long. Honestly, it is beautiful. So, Tamara, you must be asked to work with so many brands. So what made you decide to go, okay, yeah, I'm going to work with PLT? Was it like a big decision or was it really obvious to you? Tell me that.
I think honestly, like it was a very easy decision, obviously, because I love the team and everyone's amazing. But PLT holds such a special place in my heart. I was telling the team when I came down to Manchester, when my friend Kate and I first moved to London, we had no money. We literally shared a room for like the first 2 months, and each month we'd buy a PLT dress that we'd rotate.
No way.
So every time we'd go out, we'd like pop on a dress, like we'd alternate dresses. So we built up like a little collection. So it holds such a special place in my heart. And like to be working with that brand that I would look to as a South African girl and be like, oh my gosh, like these dresses are amazing. All these clothes are amazing. It's such a dream come true. Also, I love that the brand is, they're like body positive and they're inclusive and also affordable, which is such a big thing, you know?
Definitely. I think that's such a nice message there, like so personal. I didn't know that about you. And I think so many girls, myself, so many young girls listening will be able to relate to getting that one weekend dress and either, sharing it with your friend, your sister, or
100%.
Just rotating it and wearing it 5 different ways, wearing it with a blazer one Friday, wearing it with somewhere else, So I feel like that's so nice to know because I didn't know that about you. So I feel like that real personal connection is there, which is lovely.
Yeah, massively.
I love that. And what about the shoot? Okay, so we touched on it before. Tell us everything, shoot, start to finish. I want to hear it all. I've heard it was good fun.
Yeah, it was incredible. Honestly, it was a 16-hour day, bear in mind. 16-hour day, which is crazy.
But we shot
a very long day, but we shot at the most amazing location called Cap Rocket in Mallorca, which is just absolutely dreamy. I was driving, diving, nearly drowning. No, I'm joking. I'm a good swimmer. No, none of that was happening. But it was just honestly like the most amazing shoot. We laughed every single second. It was just such good energy. honestly, it was just the dream shoot. We even had like, at the end, we had like a few tears. It felt like we'd been through like this amazing experience together. So yeah, it was honestly the most amazing day. If you ask me what my best shoot of my life was, it was that. Not only because of the clothes, but just the energy and everything was incredible. So it was an absolute honor for me.
That is so nice to hear. And I know that the team, I hope they're all listening to this right now, but I know that the team will be so happy to hear that. I did get to see some of the behind the scenes on social a little bit, and it looked so much fun. It honestly looked like the best shoot ever. And the weather, of course, it was sunny.
Oh, it was a dream. Yeah, we all got sunburned. Like everyone on the team came back with like these weird strap tans. Yeah, it was crazy.
And I bet the team haven't been away for so long, obviously due to lockdown, you know. Yeah. I bet they loved that. I need to ask you mentioned diving there. Now, I've seen your collection video, your campaign video, and there's somebody that looks a lot like you diving off a cliff into the sea.
You have no idea. Not even a bum. Head first into the water. I'd never done it before. I'm not going to lie and tell you how tall it was, but the rock was really high, and it was 7:30 p.m. at night too. So bear in mind sharks. But off I went. It was so much fun, though.
I didn't even think about sharks. Like, my heart just went, and I'm scared of sharks.
And with extensions in, which I've never really worn before, but I did for the shoot for length, and with extensions in. So the weave went in with me.
The weave went on an experience, guys.
Absolutely. It was quite something.
You can, I'm impressed. That was a really good dive. Guys, if you haven't seen the video yet, you need to go to PrettyLittleThing's Instagram and go and have a look, because that dive is out of this world. I mean, so you'd never, I was about to say divin. That's not a word.
Into a pool, but like it was on a cliff shelf into the ocean. Like it wasn't just like a little rock or like into a pool. It was like a massive cliff shelf into the ocean.
Well, you are our very own Bond girl. I'm just going to say it right there. You literally, that whole video looks like a movie. You are the Bond girl in the movie, in the PLT movie. I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
To anybody kind of listening that's obviously a fan of yours, what would you say to them about going and buying the collection? What message would you give them?
Go and buy the collection.
That's it. Available on PrettyLittleThing.com right now, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Tamara, it's been an absolute dream getting to know you today. And honestly, congratulations on the collection. It is such a gorgeous campaign. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much.
So go and click add to basket and get it all finalized.
Go shop, guys.
Go and shop. Go and enjoy the rest of your evening now, Tamara. It's been a dream getting to know you. Thanks for bringing us into your home for the night. And hopefully we'll see you in Manchester again soon for some drinks, for some partying.
Absolutely, I'll be there.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody at home for watching PLT Behind Closed Doors. This has been the PLT Behind Closed Doors podcast with Tamara Francesconi. Woo! And that's a wrap.